Tease it, love it.
Tease it.
And then
Tickle it.
a little bit of this. Oh my god. It is time. Alright, okay. Enough nonsense here.
They're all gone.
Are you here? Are you joining us? Are you seeing this magic
Hello.
here? We have a live guest today. That's not Laura Gordon, although she may come later. This is Justin Godley, everyone. Hello!
Hey!
From Pull the Plug podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to the final episode of Talking Tongue for 2018. Not the final ever. This is just for 2018.
I was gonna say, am I the death knell?
Yes, I'm like, how can this show go lower? I know.
All right.
Bring in Justin Godley.
Bring in me.
No.
The harbinger of bad.
I am very excited to have Justin here today because we are talking about some really cool shit.
Oh, yeah.
But before we get started, what is Talking Tongue? Talking Tongue is the only show
I watch.
Only show that you should watch in regards to talking about pop culture.
Right.
So me, Tongue,
Yes.
and Talking Tongue, I watch and play whatever, like could be video games, movies, TV, whatever, but I talk about the three biggest pop culture thingies that came out this month and that I saw.
Right, yeah.
It is hard to see everything.
We're very busy people.
Once the studios give me money for my show, I know I'm gonna really make it. And,
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming one day.
It's coming.
I know it. I know it.
That Hollywood money. So let's start off, Justin, by saying, how are you? This is the banter we need.
I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so honored to be asked to be on the last episode of 2018.
Of 2018 specifically.
Of Talking Tongue.
Yes,
So
that's right.
yeah, I'm jazzed to talk about some of the stuff that is on the docket for the evening.
Awesome. Now, tell me, did you have a good Christmas? Christmas is over now, and
Honestly, thank God it is.
Yeah,
it's
you're
just it's, I like this time right now where it's between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Where no one knows what day it is. You can eat just cheese and start drinking at 10 a.m. and it's fine. Like, it's just this mythical time of the year.
I know it's crazy because people are on vacation right now, and I
Yeah.
feel like since I started eating more because it's Christmas, that I still have a free pass until after New Year's. After New Year's, if I start eating like this still, it's like, okay, now I have a problem. I should probably stop eating so much cheese.
I'm concerned that I'm just going to continue. Like, I've kind of just stopped.
Today for lunch, I had 6 pieces of pizza. And then I was done, and I looked in the fridge, and there was more pizza that we had yesterday for work. So I was like, I guess why not microwave the rest? So a couple things that came out in December that I want to talk about really quickly, just touch on. Some hot trailers came out. The Men in Black trailer came out. That looks fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
I like that they got Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson back, from Thor and
Ragnarok.
I don't know. They're both super likable. It looked fun.
Yeah. The Hellboy trailer came out, and now this one, I don't know what to make of it, and I'm hoping you kind of do.
Yeah, it feels like some of the lines that David Harbour, who's playing Hellboy, some of the lines that he's saying, it feels like he doesn't really truly believe them. Like, as far as just like he's not sure if they should actually be written or not. But again, that's just the trailer, so that's kind of hard to say.
It's weird though, because like the promotional posters of the movie seemed really dark and great, like kind of like rock and roll, kind of like intense. Metal, and looked intense.
Yeah.
And then you watch the trailer and it's like this. It seems like it's just all like kind of a joke, Like
I like how in this version though, in this universe, like everyone is kind of just aware of all of the crazy supernatural things.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, oh yeah, there's a Hellboy and there's a demon spawn and there's a whatever. Like it's just part of their natural day, and I kind of like that. That's funny to me.
I hope it's good. I'm willing to give it a shot, but it definitely like threw me back, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I think I like it, but I don't know.
It grows on you. If you watch it, like the first time I watched it, I was like, eh.
Yeah.
Second time I watched it, I felt a lot better about it. So.
Okay. Maybe I'll watch it a second time.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Ron Perlman one, so I know. I get the what? You haven't seen the Ron Perlman?
There's so many movies.
There's so many movies, like Avengers, the Avengers trailer. Endgame.
I think because we have a little group, few of our friends, me and you, and as soon as it went live, I think I shared the link. I'm pretty sure I was the first, because I saw it shared on like Instagram, like the Russo brothers shared the link to it on Instagram. No one had liked it until I had liked it yet. I swear. So
that's
hi Russo brothers. You're welcome for me sharing.
Probably the reasons. They really needed that first like to get that trailer
going.
Right. I'm very excited. Endgame. I freaked out about it on Twitter and stuff like that. Just I think it's the perfect name to end this entire kind of Marvel cinematic shebang and start a new era. And also, like I've said this many times already on the internet, but like. Doctor Strange says that. He says, we're in the end game now. Before he, like... Ends. Spoilers!
Flies off like a butterfly.
That's right. Actually, that's one of my points. Infinity War is on Netflix now. So that's just kind of a fun thing. Once Upon a Deadpool came out and went. I think it was not well received.
No, a lot of people are like, why does this exist?
Why is this? I think it's a cool gag, but like with Deadpool without the R rating or any of the violence is like, who is this character?
It's a cutesy, like 3-minute clip. Yeah. But you can't make a movie out of it.
They made a movie out of it.
Yeah,
so
that's
The Mule came out. I just want to see it. I heard it's okay. Clint Eastwood. I'm hoping it's more like his good Clint Eastwood movies and less American Sniper, because that's a bad Clint Eastwood movie. I'm going to go ahead and
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Literally in the movie and figuratively now.
Vice came out. That's the Christian Bale one where he grew I don't know, like he's fat.
I'm interested in this
He's
movie.
Legit fat.
Looks great.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell's in that movie too. Same guy who made Adam McKay. He made The Big Short.
Right.
So I'm very excited for that. Holmes came out and apparently has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I read something that it's so bad people are like walking out of the theater.
That is insane because when I watched the trailer, I'm like, this could be okay. Like, it looks dumb, but it looks okay.
But you kind of expect it's going to be dumb. Like,
I thought it was, like, fun dumb, but, like, this movie apparently is, like, offensively, like, just bad. Like, you want your money back so bad.
It's about... I kind of like that these, like, two comedy juggernauts have had a failure. Like, there's something, like, redeeming to me about that.
Well, some may argue that Will Ferrell... he is... It's kind of all downhill for a while now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I mean, like, dude, that guy's swimming in that money. Yeah. So who cares? What else do I got here? We have Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Which did very well.
It did very well, and people are like really liking. And apparently, it's almost like a hard reboot, from what I've heard.
Yeah, because remember when they did the soft reboot with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, that went well.
Yeah,
that went really well.
I actually thought that the first Mark Wahlberg movie was like, all right, that was okay, I guess, but still very convoluted.
Yeah, there's too much going on.
But this Bumblebee one apparently is just like, whoop, just like way better, so cool.
I'm stoked on it. Look, if you can give me a Transformers movie that I'm going to mostly enjoy, I just want that for like 10 years now. Just give me
just give me a good one.
Transformers movie.
93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's great.
I could not believe it. I was like, this is bonkers. That one of the best movies that came out this month was that. Welcome to Marwen. Heard it was not very good.
Yeah.
That's Steve Carell and toy puppets and stuff.
I was really interested in it until I started hearing about like all of just like the real kind of badness of it all. And I'm like, maybe I'll wait for it to be released.
Maybe the VHS version I'll catch. And of course, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, which...
Can I share a personal success?
Yes.
Very quickly.
Yes, please.
I was able to convince my wife through really just persistent nagging to buy a Nintendo Switch, which we got yesterday.
Oh my god.
And I don't know if I've ever been more happy in my entire life.
You see that, ladies and gentlemen? Nagging gets what you want.
It works.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Just not actually beat, like verbally just wear them down. Yeah. And you'll eventually get what you want.
And then you exhaust them, and then one time they're about to go to sleep, and you whisper, it's like, can I get a Nintendo Switch? And they're like, yeah.
And that's how it works. It's beautiful.
You said, yeah. It works.
Yeah.
For those of you who follow, I've been playing a lot of that on PodCavern Plays. It's just, you'll hear about it in the top 5 video games of 2018. But like, we talk at length about Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It is solid fucking game. If you like Nintendo and you like fighting. Pikachu versus
if you don't like
Solid Snake or something.
I'm gonna make a controversial statement.
Yeah.
If you don't like Nintendo, you should probably Well, I mean, keep watching.
Keep watching.
Like, maybe
we need those views desperately. Desperately. Both podcasts.
You're no friend of mine, is what I'm saying.
Let's get into it, shall we? We've been bantering long enough. Episode 8, we have these topics here. Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, Mary Poppins Returns, and Aquaman.
That's his theme song.
Aquaman. Gliding on that Mary Poppins. Can she swing? I don't know. I got nothing. I do my best improv on Facebook.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's get to it here. Boom! Spider-Man here. And a little window capture here. And let's just quickly check in. Oh, great. We have a couple people coming in here and there.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Always nice to see friendly faces. And if you have comments about this stuff, let us know. We want to know. But first of all, we're talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And we're going to do our best not to spoil anything here. Let me make sure this is muted. Okay, yes. Okay. Don't want this volume talk over us.
You need to hear us. That's more important.
More important. Justin, I wrote a couple notes here, and we can talk a little bit about this. I think we could have done an entire episode about this one movie. And obviously, for me, I'm talking about... Go ahead and say this. I've been thinking about it a lot. This might be my favorite movie of 2018.
It's definitely a contender.
Yeah,
I don't know if I even am able to make that statement about any movie.
Yeah.
But this is definitely one that I could. Absolutely. It's so good.
It's so good.
It has no right being this good.
It is so good. I couldn't believe it. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man freaking paraphernalia everywhere.
Yeah.
Just web shooters everywhere around the
apartment. He's shooting his Spidey things all over me. It's gross.
It's disgusting. But I love Spider-Man so much. He's always been my favorite superhero next to Batman, and right now he is for sure cemented as my number one superhero because Batman has had a rough go these last couple of years. But let's talk about this movie. So it had a production budget of $90 million and worldwide right now earning $138 million. That's great.
That is good.
Really big. And I just wrote a couple notes, and you can chime in whenever. People say Phil Lord and Chris Miller, those big juggernauts there who made the Lego movie, for example.
Yep. Were fired from Solo.
Actually, I looked into this. Chris Miller didn't do too much with this movie. He did. He produced it, but the story was by Phil Lord. The screenplay was Phil Lord and Rodney Rotham, who did... what did I write here? Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Pop Star, 22 Jump Street as a writer.
Oh, wow.
But he directed Rise of the Guardians, that holiday, the Rabbit and Jack Frost and Santa Claus, teaming together to beat the Sandman.
See, I'm all about that.
That sounds fun, and I actually kind of watched a little bit of that movie, and I was like, this movie is whatever.
Yeah.
This movie is another level of,
it's crazy.
Craziness. I don't even know. What do you want to say? Where do we start?
To me, you kind of said it really well. Spider-Man is now your current favorite superhero, which to me is really it's impressive to me how they've been able to bring Spider-Man back from, the whole Sony debacle about Amazing Spider-Man 2 and then wanting to do an Aunt May prequel and ridiculous.
I forgot they wanted to do that.
All that nonsense.
That's so dumb.
It's so dumb. And they were able to bring back this character who, yes, while still beloved, had kind of had a bit of a pitfall and has now brought him back with, Homecoming, Far From Homecoming next year.
Yeah.
And into the Spider-Verse, into the realm of pop culture where everyone is talking about it and everyone is so on board with this movie. It's crazy to me how they were able to nail it out of the park.
I've read a bunch of tweets and they were saying things like people from the age of 4 to 60 just laughing and having such a great time at the theater together. Everyone's just watching this thing, just eyes agape and being we're watching something special here. And I really believe that. I've been using hyperbole for this movie all the time, and I might have overhyped it to some people, but I don't know if you can. Apparently I did, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I've never seen a movie like this. The animation style is
perfect.
Is something else.
Yeah.
When I watched this movie, I was listening to Kevin Smith podcast today, and he talked about it, and he echoes my feelings about it. Is when I was watching this, I'm like, this is something new.
Yes.
I am watching something completely new. The blending of the animation style, how they do weird stuff like right now, like comic panels and like thought bubbles and like the words thwip, but using it like masterfully. Like they're not always doing that. They're kind of fucking with you the entire movie doing other stuff. But it's crazy. It's a graphical powerhouse.
It's awesome to me too how it's not only an origin story for Miles Morales.
Yeah.
But it's also a team-up movie. And with teaming up with people besides Peter Parker, who we really haven't seen in any film before, right? Like yes, Spider-Man, but we have never seen Spider-Man Noir. We've never seen Spider-Man.
Yeah, we've seen them in like video games and stuff, but like not and like the comics. If you read the Spiderverse comic line, we've seen them like that, but not like this. This is fun. This movie's fun. It has heart. It is. It's lots of action. Yeah, funny.
Legitimately funny.
Yeah.
Not, and I know a lot of people have been kind of turned off by the fact, like, oh, it's an animated film.
Oh,
like, do not, for whatever reason, do not let that sway your possibility about going to see this movie, because it's so much more than just that.
I hear that a lot, just like people being like, oh, it's an animated film? It's not part of the MCU. I'm not watching it. I'm like, first of all, go fuck yourself. But second of all, you gotta go see this movie.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Let's see here. Again, like we can talk about this forever, but what did I write here? It got nominated for Best Animated Feature for Golden Globes already, and Critics' Choice Award. There's already a sequel and several spin-offs in development. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty awesome.
That's impressive to me, yeah.
Oh, Navala's here. She really wanted to talk about that. There's no way that you can overhype this movie, and it's visually stunning.
Absolutely.
Keep piling that on for us, Navala.
As usual, Navala, you are correct.
Yes.
And everything. It's so much fun. The animation is brilliant. I'm excited about the fact that we now know in this universe, like the multiverse, like that excites me about the fact, like you potentially could see in a sequel to this Spider-Man that are maybe voiced by Andrew Garfield. Or
why not?
Tobey Maguire. You may see that. Tom Holland. Like, there's the possibility of seeing that. And how rad is that?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's great. And, like, we get Nicolas Cage here.
Nicolas Cage, yeah.
And Spider-Man Noir, hilarious.
Great.
Actually, all the Spider-Man people were great in this movie. What I really liked... the themes of this movie were really strong, too. Like, we have Peter... different spoilers. We'll talk a little bit about it, I guess. But this is based on the Ultimate Universe of Spider-Man, which is where Miles Morales is from.
Yeah.
So there is a Spider-Man, but that Spider-Man goes in lieu of this Spider-Man, a Miles Morales version of it, because the original Peter Parker in this universe dies. But that Peter, voiced by Chris Pine, did such a great job. He's such a perfect Spider-Man.
He's peak Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He has been doing it for a few years.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He's got a rhythm going. And I just love, and again, maybe minor spoilers for this, but we can do spoilers.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a few.
So, like, because you do see him die, sort of, but he's just like, there's not a fear about it. He's just like, don't worry, I'm right behind you, or whatever.
I know,
he's so beautiful thing.
I welled up several times in this movie, being like, this is so, I don't know, beautifully written, and like, it really just tugged the heartstrings, especially... They have so many good emotional beats. A combination of the animation, the music in this fucking movie, used to great extent. I was having a conversation with Buddy Taylor, friend of the show, and he was talking about how the Black Panther soundtrack is better. And I'm like, I think objectively the Black Panther soundtrack is probably better, but the use of music in this movie is 1,000% better.
Is better.
Yeah, the incorporation of this the music into how Miles Morales like lives his day to day. And swings around with Spider-Man, or even just like singing like that Sunflower song.
Yeah, and how he gets into his own groove.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I think that's so perfect. Kingpin, I don't think enough credit's put on Kingpin. Some people I've heard differently. Some people are like, Kingpin's such a generic villain, and I'm like, I don't know if he is. Like, I guess we could see more from him, but he already has a better justification of why he's doing what he's doing,
and that's why I would disagree with the generic aspect. Like, yes, Kingpin, we've seen him before in a few different things, but his motivation in this movie, like, you 100% can kind of understand what he is.
He's doing it for love.
He's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing it for love. He wants to get his family back.
Exactly. And that's another. It's the family dynamic and the family relationships in the film of Miles Morales and his father and his uncle and his father and his uncle and Kingpin and his family and Miles with the rest of the Spider crew.
This is interesting because I heard today, like I was listening to the Kevin Smith podcast. His dad is named last name's Davis or Jefferson.
Oh, okay.
So Miles Morales, he might be adopted.
Oh, okay.
But they don't mention that. But it just shows such a, I don't know. It's so interesting because like they barely even mention that. But at the same time, it's like it doesn't matter. It's about family.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like who cares?
Yeah,
he could be adopted. Who cares? Like family, and they bring it home with bring all the Spider-Men together and women and stuff like that. But yeah, Kingpin, I thought it was really great. I don't think he's generic. And Chris Pine's Spider-Man moments before he died, I love the justification. He's just like, you gotta wear the mask. Kingpin has everybody in his pockets. If he knows who you are, you're like basically screwed. Gotta wear the mask.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, this guy's terrifying. They set up that Kingpin is a terrifying villain, but he's even more terrifying because he's doing it because of love, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see, just going by quickly, Spider-Gwen, his first movie adaptation.
I love that
she's so
character.
cool.
She's so rad. That suit is incredible.
She's so cool.
It looks so good.
Peter B. Parker, this Peter, I love this Peter. He's just a fat slob, but like
I love it because he sounds as if he's not given up, but he's just seen everything.
He's seen everything. He's definitely lazy.
Yeah, he's jaded a little bit, but he's a pro. He's like hacking into computers. He's predicting what bad guys are saying.
Yeah,
going to say like
funny.
he's just like, I've been here before. Like he's just done with it all kind of. I love he's wearing sweatpants.
I know. I bet you we're gonna see a bunch of Comic-Con cosplay of that Spider-Man with sweatpants.
Absolutely,
I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
Penny Parker, I thought her robot was super sick. And just cool. Like she has like a really anime style to her. Which it was really cool. Spider-Man Noir, like, doesn't have much to say, but every time he's saying something, it is awesome.
It's hilarious. it's Spider-Man Batman. That's what
it's Spider-Man Batman.
But it's just but funny
and emotional. And his backstory is so funny when they're like, all right, this is my origin story. It's just like, I'm sad all the time, or whatever you say. It's funny. We have Aunt May, who's a badass Aunt May, who knows that Peter is Spider-Man, and she has her own, like, spider cave.
Yes, I love it. I love that Aunt May is a badass in this. Yeah. It's great.
We have Miguel. This is the post-credits sequence with Spider-Man 2099.
Yes.
With a hilarious post-credits scene. I won't spoil it for you people who haven't seen it, but it is legit funny.
It's great. I remember in the theater a guy behind us actually saying, that was way funnier than I would have ever anticipated. He was just like, "Oh my god, I love it," just referring to the post-credit scene. So it's fantastic.
Navala here. That's exactly it. If you can listen to the Black Panther soundtrack and appreciate it on its own, but it doesn't add as much depth to the film as the soundtrack has. And then she says, ha ha ha, Spider-Man Batman. Yes, Navala. See,
I'm funny.
Navala, she's also the friend I mentioned in our previous episodes that watched Crazy Rich Asians like 8 times in theaters in a row or something ridiculous. I don't know.
Wow.
Many times.
Good on you.
But she was the first person who came up to me about this movie, and we both had like, did you see this movie? It's life-changing. It is life-changing. A couple more things before we move on to Mary Poppins is some cool quotes. The Stan Lee cameo was like haunting, but beautiful.
It like for like half a second, I felt weird.
Yeah,
but like not in a bad way. But it was just like, oh, it's Stan. Oh no, he's dead and whatever. But it just immediately is just charming and beautiful. And
it was crazy because it's just like this guy lives in comics and Marvel and everything like this. It's cheesy, but Stan is dead, but he fucking lives on in this stuff. He'll always live on in this stuff, and it's crazy.
They've mapped his face. He'll be
He'll be fine. There's just a clip of the Christmas album, the Spidey Christmas album, which is actually an album you can get on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music and stuff, and it's pretty good.
It's great.
That's the Christmas album I was listening to. It's funny. But here's the quote: "Can I return it if it doesn't fit?" Miles Morales buying like a fake Spider-Man costume.
Because Spider-Man is like a celebrity in this.
Yeah, exactly. And Stan Lee says, it always fits, eventually. And I'm like, huh. Like, and you start thinking about the idea of Spider-Man, like who Spider-Man is, why he's so appealing, and they pretty much painted here is this, anyone can wear the mask. Yes. And I think that's the reason why we all love Spider-Man, is because when we look at Spider-Man, we're like, I can be Spider-Man, why not?
You watch all these movies and he's like struggling with being a hero and just having day-to-day life problems. I think it's why he continues to be the most popular superhero, really is. Anyone can see them dealing with those frustrations and dealing with those problems in life and adolescence and how much it sucks and just...
And like love and like how to deal with the possibility of having a child. And St. Peter is just like... there's so...
It connects with you in a lot of different ways. Ones that you don't really think about in the moment, but you kind of look back and like, oh, damn, like... I'm way more emotionally invested in Spider-Man than I ever thought I was. It's bizarre.
It's the best thing. In a year of Infinity War, Black Panther, what else came out this year? Ant-Man and the Wasp. And like just all these other big-ass superhero movies. I cannot believe this movie stole my heart like this.
And is legitimately a contender for the best, not only superhero movie of the year, but our favorite movie of the year.
For sure.
That's crazy.
For sure. And yeah, like Infinity War and the Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4. Like we've seen so many good Spider-Man stories this year and last year alone. So it's crazy that another one came around. Yeah. It's just like Spider-Man is at peak level right now, in pop culture.
I cannot wait for more from like the studio with this world. And
I wonder what they're gonna do. I hope they continue to do great things. Last thing I'll say here is the Stan Lee cameo that says. Or not the cameo, but there was a quote at the end, and I wrote it because I remember seeing that. And I'm like, but it says in quotes, "That person who helps others simply because it should or must be done, and because it is the right thing to do, is indeed without a doubt a real superhero."
Yes.
And this just goes to black. And what is happening back here in the screen capture? But I was just like, man, like this is so.
It's a beautiful way of ending that film, and it just goes back to like again, anybody can wear the mask and stuff. I read that and I felt good, and I got a little like kind of choked up a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like this is a wonderful sentiment.
Yeah,
and it's exactly what a superhero
I would say
is.
This is my favorite Spider-Man movie, hands down. I was thinking a lot about it. It's like I like it better than Homecoming. I love Homecoming.
Yeah,
but this movie surprised me all the way. Homecoming, I was always pleased about it, but I was never surprised about where it was going. Especially, and I think Homecoming loses points with the last battle sequence with the whole like airplane.
It's a little crazy.
It's a little bit weird, and you don't really know what's going on. Like the camouflage airplane, I'm like, what's happening here? Vulture's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but this movie, the entire way, I'm like, I don't know. I know Spider-Man will probably win in the end, but how does this resolve?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Even going to the very end of the film, you don't know that all of these other spider people are going to survive. You really... There's no guarantee.
And you don't know how Miles will actually take up the mantle of Spider-Man and how he approaches it.
Yeah.
But when he does, it's like the most bonkers thing ever. I could watch him swing around forever, and it was great. Anyways, that's Spider-Man for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful.
Let's see here. We're going good. All right, let's move on. Justin, you're out. I'm kicking you out.
Friends.
He'll return.
Yeah.
We're going to take a small 20-second thing here. This episode brought to you by Muskoka Brewery. A very delicious brew.
Did somebody say Mary Poppins?
Are you Lin-Manuel Miranda?
No, I'm Jack the Leary.
You're Lin-Manuel Miranda. Ladies and gentlemen.
Light on.
Are you wearing my pants?
These are my pants. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. Everyone, we are talking about Mary Poppins.
What's this? It's Mary Poppins,
Mary Poppins, I've never
it's
been.
Mary Poppins,
never been more attracted to. Oh.
Why are you touching me? I don't know.
Are you gonna do the rest of the episode like that? Oh no.
Like what? Light off?
No.
Light on. Light off?
Oh god.
Light on.
Oh jeez. Well, everyone, Laura Gordon, aka Mary Poppins.
Who are you talking to then?
Talking to people on Facebook. You want to say hi?
The Facebook.
The Facebook,
Where are they?
They're in they're in the interwebs, the internets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello. Internets.
All right, everyone.
Hello, internets.
Let us talk about.
What are we talking about here?
Mary Poppins. Oh no. All right, okay, enough messing around there.
Who's messing?
You're messing.
I'm just here to do a job. They say we need a promo. It's not a remake, it's a sequel.
That's right. It is a sequel. They made a big point about saying that.
Look, it's Michael. Michael and Jane.
Michael and Jane Banks?
Jane's quite the looker, eh? Yeah.
Okay. Let's reel it in here.
Okay, what we're reeling? You catch something good?
What did you think?
Look, there I am.
What did you think of the film, Laura?
I thought it was a work of magnificence. Oh, there she is, as I live and breathe.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Great jacket she wears, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's always so stylish.
She
no
is.
matter what time.
Did you like as another? You're a different version of Mary Poppins, obviously, but. Did you like Emily Blunt's Mary Poppins?
Did I like Mary Poppins very much so?
But did you like her version of Mary Poppins?
She was stunning. And the most recent time I seen her, what you mean?
Yeah, was she like? Did she live up to the Mary Poppins?
Absolutely.
What do you call it, moniker?
How could she not?
Yeah.
She creates. She creates the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't. So you and
Look
I.
That face. You see,
she's really great.
She speaks with her eyes.
I don't.
No,
she's a great singer too.
always flawless eyeliner.
But what did you think about?
Beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Very well cast.
I said this movie came out pretty recently. Made 72 million worldwide. Pretty good.
72 million? That's not even a real number.
It's a pretty big number.
Wow.
Directed by Rob Marshall. He directed Chicago, 2002.
He was good.
Into the Woods.
Chap really knew what See, this is what I like. This underwater scene is better than anything you're going to see in Aquaman, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I have big thoughts about that, but we'll talk about that after this.
Okay.
But Rob Marshall did Into the Woods. And had starring Emily Blunt and
Mary Poppins was in that one too.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
He's you may know him from the hit musical Hamilton.
You may.
Great musical.
The other hit musical In the Heights.
In the Heights, yeah.
Personal favorite.
Let's see. Here's the critical consensus of this movie. People think very positively of this movie, which is great.
They liked it.
Although some people said it's derivative of the first movie, which I think is fine.
Like, of course it's derivative.
Yeah.
It's a sequel. It's a bloody sequel, but figure it out.
So some people were saying that and this was not the case, but some people said you need to have watched the first Mary Poppins to enjoy the movie. Now, I have watched the first Mary Poppins, but I haven't seen it in a very, very long time. Mary, what are you doing back there?
Who's Mary? I'm Jack.
Jack
the Leary. Is a word for a creepy man, but also a word for a lamplighter.
That's right.
Bird's got to swim, lamplighter's got to light.
You made me lose my train of thought.
We were talking about Mary Poppins.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, yes.
You'd have to tell me.
All right.
Reel it in.
Reel it in. Reel it in.
I'm doing your accent.
Reel it in.
Reel it in.
So basically, I was trying to say that you did not have to watch the original Mary Poppins to enjoy this movie.
Family fun for everyone.
It is truly family friendly for everyone. I mean, I wouldn't think too hard on the plot, right, of this movie.
No, in fact, I thought it was a great plot.
The plot was...
It was safe.
It was a safe plot.
We knew they'd come out all right in the end.
The ending was like, okay,
I thought it was brilliant. Do you see what I did up in that tower?
Yeah.
You see what I climbed with ladders?
Don't spoil the movie here.
Let's just say good thing the ladders were the size they were, because they fit quite snugly.
We were talking about, let's see here. It's taken place in 1935, where the Banks children from the first movie are grown up now.
Jane and Michael and Jane.
Michael has his own children, which you follow their adventures with Mary.
They're all right.
And they're the ones that, they're little sassy kids.
That Georgie, he was a real character, wasn't he?
That's right.
I thought he real stole the show.
And
if a show could be stolen from Mary Poppins.
And Jack, you're very distracting to me right now.
You're welcome.
I can't think of what I'm trying to say.
You're welcome.
It's your beauty, probably.
It's my kind eyes.
It's your kind eyes. What I was thinking was, it is truly a family-friendly movie that is magical, and the musical numbers are really big and animated and just so fun.
And what of the dance?
And there's lots of good choreography. Yes. And I love, they do this in original Mary Poppins too, this is what I do remember, is they blend like 2D animation with like the real world stuff. But the costume design in this movie.
You know what I like about this scene? was you couldn't tell whether those costumes were real or whether they were animated.
That's right.
You couldn't tell. I didn't know.
So
I was wearing it.
For those of you who are listening on podcast form, is that there's a scene where they basically enter a vase or vase or whatever you want to call it. And that's when the 2D animation happens. But the entire cast is wearing like very colorful outfits to match the style of what's that world. Yes. That's right. Lin-Manuel Miranda, I wrote here that he has an amazing accent, much better than what we have here.
Excuse me. This is 100% Cockney, I'll tell you what.
And he sings in that accent too.
Yes, I do.
What do you think here? Are you still part of the Lin-Manuel Renaissance here? Like, are you still living and breathing it? Or are you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
as much as I could as a completely separate person.
That's right. I think.
Yes, indeed.
He's an incredible person.
I think
he's very talented.
I think he makes the world a better place, is what I think.
Yeah, very positive. And that's what this movie is. When I was watching this movie, I was very happy after watching it. And I do think there's a place, you get... I don't think you should be ashamed of watching Mary Poppins. I think some people... I was
gonna see it twice.
I was telling people, I'm like, I saw Mary Poppins, and they're like, you saw Mary Poppins instead of watching, like, I don't know, Bumblebee? And I'm like, yeah, of course I watched Mary Poppins.
More than just a lamplighting stick. I'll take him out for you. If you want.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts about this? I feel like you want to speak right now.
I'd like to speak a little more about the dance numbers.
Go ahead.
I thought it was great. I thought the choreography was challenging.
Yeah.
Oh, look how babyface I am there. Challenging choreography, but some real creativity. A nice little homage, perhaps, to Gene Kelly with the dancing on the light stand. But a whole group of us.
Alexandra wants to know why you're dressed as Lin-Manuel Miranda, and then he says, "Oh, I just noticed the trailer. That makes sense." Alexandre.
I speak French, so you know. People think that this accent I'm not educated, but I'm Alexandre. What I will say is that I'm not dressed like Lin-Manuel Miranda. I am Jack Deliri. Leary, not just a creepy man, also a lamplighter.
This is no spoilers. But I think one of my favorite parts of this movie is, and I usually give a lot of shit to movies about like this, that do this, but the main character, there is no backstory to like Mary Poppins herself.
No,
but they don't
that's
do
the whole mystery.
And that's what I say. Like for Mary Poppins, for some reason it works.
Yes, it does.
She is just this mystical being nanny who is very powerful. She has magic on her side. And a world of belief, and she helps people believe in magic. And but yeah, like her herself, you're like, she talks about the door is not open yet, but where is she from?
You know what?
Where is she coming from?
You know what I think?
Why is she still babysitting in 2018 or 1935? I guess.
The thing about Mary Poppins, God bless her heart, is that I think she only exists when she exists.
You think so?
You know what I mean? She only exists when she... And then...
Is that why she never aged?
She's gone.
And that's why she never aged?
She can be any age.
I think Emily Blunt is such a good Mary Poppins.
She could be...
You think they do another one?
Oh, she was... I don't know if I want them to, you know?
Do they do Mary Poppins Re-Returns?
Here's the thing. You know what she is? She's sassy.
Yeah? You want to speak up a bit?
She's sassy. She's sassy. It's a very hard word to pronounce with a Cockney accent.
Yeah.
She's sassy because she when she looks at you, you know that she knows everything.
Mary Poppins is a Time Lord.
Yeah. She's a Time Lord. That's an excellent way to put it. But I don't think she travels through time. I think she only exists at certain moments in time. You see that clock? You see that clock there? Foreshadowing. Yeah. We know what happens.
Oh, Colin Firth's in this movie as well.
Colin
Firth's in this movie.
I knew right away. As soon as I met that chap, he was bad news.
Well, spoilers.
He was, he was a bad news fella.
Bad news bears.
If you know what I mean.
I have one more thing to say about this movie.
Yes, go ahead.
What did you think about? Of course, everyone's like, "Where's Dick Van Dyke?" When are you going to talk about Dick Van Dyke? Without spoilers, because we don't want to spoil anything. Do you think they used him correctly?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yes, absolutely. Because they could have gone another route.
They could have used him the entire movie.
Well, I was thinking more, is it okay if I say he was a different character?
Yeah, let's say that.
Alright, they could have brought him back as his original character.
Yeah.
But they didn't. And I think that was the right choice.
Yeah?
Mostly because it would have been some weird aging stuff going on. You know,
I legit don't remember his old character.
It was 50 years ago.
What was his old character?
But the movie's only 20 years later.
What was his old character?
He was Bert, the chimney sweep. He swept the chimneys, kept them clean.
And then this guy, he did his dance thing. Do you know how to do it?
He danced on the ceiling.
It was like a...
Oh, please.
It was like
I'm going to be embarrassed for you in a minute.
He was like one of these, right? It was like one of...
You're thinking of Chicago.
Yeah.
Are you... I think you're thinking of Bob Fosse.
Anyways, maybe.
Cabaret. Meryl Streep made an appearance. You know what the thing is about Meryl Streep?
Oh yeah, Meryl Streep.
She's a generous actress and she's a generous person.
I bet you she will get nominated for something.
No, she won't.
She won't?
Her role's too
She always gets nominated.
You know what? The Academy is stupid, but they're not that stupid. You know what I mean? She's a brilliant actress, but let's give it to someone else.
All right, here we go. Let's close it out here. Final thoughts on Mary Poppins. Go see this movie.
I'd like to get some screen caps of that film and hang them in my apartment.
There you have it, folks. That is Mary Poppins. Let's say goodbye to Jack. Everyone, say bye to Jack. Yeah. Bye.
It's been a real pleasure.
Bye, Jack. Can you turn the light back on? I actually need that back.
It's been a real pleasure, Infinite people.
All right.
I hope to see you some other time.
Thank you, Jack. Oh my God, I'd oh geez, I never thought I'd be so sexually attracted to a Cockney accent before, but I am. We're going into our final topic. Justin's back. Did you? Oh, you were wearing that before. And Shannon. Oh, Shannon's here.
Shannon.
From Pull the Plug.
Near the door.
Here, let's pull in here.
I'm
let's
okay
pull
to
here.
not be in it.
No, you can be here.
Yeah,
hey everyone, this is Shannon. Say hi. Wow, we have quite the rotating guest today. I can't believe we got Jack Leary from Mary Poppins.
That was a ride and a half. I was listening in the other room.
I was not prepared.
Oh.
I literally was not prepared for that. Was not told and informed, but I loved it anyways. Here, let's increase this a little bit. It can be... Oh, jeez. Oh, no, live editing.
Oh, my
It's
God.
biting me in the ass. All right, whatever.
You got this. I have faith in you.
Let's talk about... Let's talk about some Aquaman. Swinging into the sea. I wanted... That's not... So I talked about some... a couple earnings from movies, and I'd like to start off with this. So worldwide, Spiderverse had 138, Mary Poppins had 72. This movie, 600 million worldwide.
Whoa!
It's made so much money.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
That is some money.
That is a bunch of money.
DC always makes a ton of money, like their opening weekend, and then it's just like they have to wait and see how the drop off is.
Yeah.
And then reviews come out and it goes.
Yeah.
Well, like waves, like in Aquaman.
Oh,
like in the
very
ocean.
topical.
I get it.
This is the 6th installment of the DCEU, where they've done everything out of place. Where Justice League happened before this movie, for example. But they barely mention Justice League, is what I've noticed.
Yeah, we get one little mention of Steppenwolf from Justice League, and that's pretty much it.
And that's all you really want to hear about that.
Yeah, once you hear Steppenwolf, you kind of tune out anyway.
It's okay that they separate themselves, I think.
Oh, for sure. Can we talk?
We can.
General thoughts. What do you guys think? Where are we at? We saw this movie literally last night.
Literally about just under 24 hours ago.
That's right.
Shannon, maybe you have a better way of concising your thoughts.
Sure. I am very forgiving of a lot of movies. If I'm entertained as a whole, I'm like, right on, great movie.
Yeah.
This movie I thought was very, very well done. Aquaman as a whole, like, fully in with that Jason Momoa, but I don't know, I find DC tries to do Marvel style humor, but it comes across as cheesy instead of funny.
Oh yeah.
And this had some really strong, horribly cheesy moments.
So I was thinking about this today because I was like, my God, that writing in this movie is terrible.
The writing is terrible. It's awful.
I was thinking, like, they must have done that on purpose, right? Like, I couldn't tell how far they leaned into it. Like,
that's the
was
thing.
it Fast and Furious style of just like, they know this is cheesy, right?
I felt
they
like
must know.
They attacked it from a cheesy angle, and I don't think it landed the way they intended to. That there were some jokes that, like, I'm going, shit, that was a joke. And no one in the audience laughed.
Yeah, I know. I think tonally it was... I wish they leaned even... If that's their intention to make this a cheesy movie, go harder.
Go hard, yeah. Because you only have brief instances of it.
Yeah, and sometimes you have... It's very odd where, like, Jason Momoa's Aquaman says a joke after, like, a crazy, like, intense, like, sequence. But you're like... But that humor wasn't there before this, or like it's just like, where's this joke coming from?
Yeah, it feels very out of place, and as far as just like we have to get the people laughing in the theater. Let's put in a little thing there, and it doesn't work well.
No, I mean sometimes I tried really hard. I'm like sometimes I think, you know what, I want to like this.
Yes.
So I'm gonna laugh with you, and I want to experience what you're trying to give me here.
And I think Jason Momoa is so great at trying to pull that comedy, like into the role, and they should have either given him more leeway to do his own thing, or should have written more cheesiness into it to let him play that role a bit more.
I love how much Jason Momoa appears to love playing Aquaman, though.
Yes.
Because that is infectious. Like, you watch interviews with him and stuff, and he's just so on board and embraces it all.
He does love...
It's just so great.
Yeah, I love that. I do think... I love the idea of Jason Momoa playing Aquaman, and I think there's definitely some moments here where I'm like, yeah, that is Aquaman right here. Yeah. There's sometimes I'm like, that is Khal Drogo.
Yes.
You're doing Khal Drogo stuff right now. Yeah, what is this? Because I'm not sure if you guys remember, but there's several scenes where he picks up his trident and he starts being like, ooh ah, wah rah. He starts like talking like gibberish, but it sounds like Jothrakian.
So what that is I learned this earlier today, is that is part of the Mara Hakra, which is a war chant from New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
So and he did like a lot of training with them apparently for the film, and the guy who plays his dad is from New Zealand.
And so I think that's where it's supposed to come from. I think it very much felt like Khal Drogo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not well laid out.
Yeah, I was very confused. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the story. What do you think of the story?
It's Black Panther.
You think so?
In a lot of ways.
Okay.
In a lot of ways. Really. Like, in some ways, certainly not.
Yeah.
But you have, like, it's a lot of the same story beats. Guy comes back to try to, get the throne. First battle, loses. Has to go away to get a special something, and then comes back and wins said battle. There's a secondary character or a secondary villain that does he matter? Nah, not really.
Not really.
I
guess maybe for future films, maybe.
Secret society in a place that no one can ever see. Like, there's a lot of the same beats as Black Panther, which is fine. Black Panther's a great movie, but it was almost so similar that I couldn't help but recognize it. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Did you feel that way, Shannon?
I didn't put that together at all, so that's fun.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
For me, the Black Manta, my bad. That storyline obviously plays into more story beyond this film, and I didn't think that was a very flushed out story.
Black Manta is such a weird thing in this movie. Yeah. I think Black Manta in the comics is kind of awesome. He's awesome. He has even in this movie, he visually looks awesome.
Visually looks great.
But that actor needs I don't know. He is not good.
Between him and his dad, they're like, we've got all this stuff to do, but first let me tell you a story about this knife. And I'm like, hold the phone. Like, that I just felt so out of place.
Yeah.
And I think whether it was the writing or the acting, that did not come together.
But the thing is, that's why I look back on this, the cheesy aspects of it, and there's a scene where Black Manta's given super Atlantis armor, and he starts going to Tony Stark mode, and he starts just montage of him building shit. I'm like, this looks, I don't know, I don't know how to feel about that. Is it supposed to be cheesy? Because it sure is.
Sure is.
I think that's the tagline for this movie. Is it supposed to be cheesy? Because it sure is.
I would have liked to see more moments just like that we saw there, where he has this connection to
animals
and stuff, like, and the way that he kind of talks to fish or whatever, which has always been something that we kind of made fun of Aquaman for. The way they do it in the film is really cool.
Oh,
because he explains, sometimes I hear them, sometimes they hear me. It's not like this communication thing. It's like a sense almost. Like I really wanted them to kind of lean on that a little bit more.
They tie that into the final battle too, which I thought to me was one of the most exciting parts of the movie.
Sure, yeah. I think this movie is very. This was said really well.
That seems. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, so cheesy. What does he say when he comes in?
Permission to come
aboard.
Oh boy.
And then he does it with the slow motion hair.
Well, he does a superhero entrance, has his back turned towards the enemy, and then looks back and then says that. And you're like, oh jeez.
And that's the first instance you see him in the that is your introduction to Aquaman in this movie, and you're like, shit.
You know what's funny about that? I found the music was all over the place in this movie, but they did so many times in that one sequence with his permission to come aboard, where he would say something and they go. I laughed out loud several times in the movie. I'm not sure if it was they intended for that, but there was just so many blatant cheesy moments that I couldn't help but be like, haha, that's so dumb. Like, why did they do that?
There's so many dumb moments in it, but there's also there's very few moments in the film, in comparison to a lot of other DC movies, where I don't go to the director like, oh, why'd you do that? What was that all about? Like, there's so many instances of like let's say Suicide Squad.
Sure. Oh,
that entire movie is a sense of like, what are you thinking there?
Yeah.
Like, none of that. I don't really feel happens in Aquaman, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I thought it was a really clear story thread to follow the entire way through. And I really like the simplicity. I like this type of stuff where it's just like, you got to find the MacGuffin. Yeah. You got to find that trident. And it feels like a video game. We're going to come get past these crazy sequences. And at the end, you're going to get this trident. It's your superpower. And then a final boss fight.
Yes.
And then you're good to go. And now you're king.
Now you're king. I think the Shannon, you touched on it a little bit. The action sequences in this film, for the most part, are really good.
I thought they were great.
I think they were great.
When Nicole Kidman just starts beating ass at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, that looks sick.
It looks awesome. Immediately right. And almost and I love how the big action battle thing at the end, which we're always going to get in superhero movies, it wasn't this 45-minute epic thing. It actually was a relatively short battle.
It was a relatively short battle, but it was huge.
It was huge, but it was done well.
Crazy stuff going on here. Yes, it was done very well.
And the giant wave rolling over the truck.
Great.
With him and his dad. That's not necessarily action, but huge, impactful, CGI style.
There's some good water shit going on.
Cool water
as there should be in this kind of movie.
And Sicily, where they're in Italy, and because a lot of it obviously takes place in the water. That was a whole scene that took place out of water, and it was one of my favorite full scenes.
Oh yeah, I actually really appreciate the scenes that are out of water, because when they're in water, I was always like, I'm not sure if I like their hello and echoey voice all the time. I'm like, wait a second. But in Justice League, you guys made weird bubbles to talk around, air pockets.
Yeah.
But they didn't. I guess they didn't want to do that in this movie. That's fine. But sometimes their voice talking in underwater sounded weird, and then I'm like, wait, they're in a boat. But also they're swimming inside the boat.
Yeah,
right.
So what's the deal with this boat?
I liked how the only pure blood or whatever Atlanteans or royal Atlanteans are able to breathe out of water. I like that little hiccup to it. It's like a reverse oxygen tank for people when they go outside of the water. I thought that was a kind of a neat little thing to kind of differentiate.
That was one of the things that I laughed out loud at, was when one of the minions was his suit didn't have water in it, and he's outside. He's like, I'm dying. Air.
Sticks his head in a toilet to fucking get water.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Just with the royals too, they could breathe out of water, but then you also saw Aquaman can talk to fish. He's the only one that can kind of do that, and then Mera is able to sort of control water and it seemed like the royals were not royal because of who they were born to, but also they had something special about them that made them, I don't know, cooler than the rest of their people.
Yeah, there's definitely some like moments in this movie where it's kind of like it's a little bit rough here and there, but like, did I have fun? I think so. I had fun. Like the there's some great action and visually it's stunning.
Yeah.
Although if I had to compare the two, Mary Poppins in this movie, like consistency of stunning, I would say Mary Poppins takes it. It's way more consistent, and like the world feels like good because of the way they build out that animation and stuff like this. In this movie, I feel like sometimes it's really beautiful, and other times it's kind of weird CGI, kind of funky,
Right.
especially during the big battle sequences. I'm like, what am I watching here? I can't tell.
Yes.
But
isn't it crazy to me? Sorry, isn't it crazy that this movie exists essentially in the same universe as the Man of Steel, Superman breaking down a city universe?
Yeah,
it feels completely. Which I feel is almost intentional.
Yeah. I think they can make a sequel out of this.
I think so. I think they should.
I think they should. Might as well.
That suit, by the way.
Ooh, yeah,
the
real
classic
nice.
gold and green.
Yeah.
I thought was going to be shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
It looked good. It looked good.
Awesome.
The guy's jacked. The guy's jacked.
Anything would look good on this guy.
So I wrote here, Jason Momoa's. Oh wait, no, I said he's hit or miss. But I think now that you've explained that Khal Drogo stuff, I feel a little bit better about it.
He's more of a hit. Definitely, he's more.
He's more of a hit than a miss.
Yes.
But that stuff really threw me off. The good-looking people in this movie is what I had to write about it. Jason Momoa, sexy as fuck. I met him in Comic-Con one time. The guy's nice as hell. Amber Heard is distractingly beautiful in this movie.
Yeah.
Almost to a fault. Sometimes I could not stop staring because I'm like, this suit seems like they shouldn't have done this suit.
She almost seemed too cartoonish to me because she doesn't look real.
I know, it's just like, you have to have this perfect Barbie figure in order to wear this skin-tight green suit.
Yeah. Like, I get it.
But you do it.
You
Come
do.
on.
It's
That's unfair.
It's unfair. It's just
She
like
is
cleavage
perfect.
She's just like looking at you with her red hair and cleavage, and she's like saying something, and I'm like, I can't, well, it's just showing you. I'm trying not to look, but it's just right there. And then I said, what did I say here? We have Willem Dafoe is less sexy. But I said here he's less creepy in the movie because he's like a kinder Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
But I said that also made him more creepy in a way. Because I'm always used to him being like, I am Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
But here he's just like, oh, it's me, Willem Dafoe, and I'm the vizier.
Saintly man. Yeah,
I did love his character.
His character.
Yeah, his character's fine. Yeah.
I like your next point there, Dolph Lundgren. Awesome to see him. He's whatever. He's just there.
He's there. He has hair.
He has
that's
hair.
flowing
He has
at all
red
times.
Looks
Any
pretty good.
closing notes that you guys wanted to say about Aquaman in particular?
I had a few things real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I didn't mind Patrick Wilson's character, Ocean Master or whatever.
I don't know.
I hate, like, I'm sure it's pulled directly from the comics, but Ocean Master, as soon as they said it, I, like, snickered.
Like the name Ocean Master?
Yeah.
I think the helmet looked cool, but Patrick Wilson?
Patrick Wilson, yeah.
I think his character, they develop it towards at the very end. The very end, where spoilers, Nicole Kidman comes out and she's like, "Hi, I'm your mom," or she's like, "I'm alive."
Yeah.
And he has his moment. But other than that, he just seems like a petty brother character. And also, the worst part about Patrick Wilson is every time he yells, it sounds super lame.
It sounds super lame.
Did you, Shannon? I think you agree. I think you were there when I was laughing. He's just like, "Ah, it's me, Ocean Master." Ah.
And that's even why I hated the term Ocean Master even more, because every time you said it, I'm like, no.
It's like, this guy cannot yell for his life.
It's like when they were shooting, they didn't tell him how many people he was actually yelling at. Because in one scene, he's yelling at a crowd of 5,000 people, and he would literally be like, "I am Ocean Master." Like, no one's hearing you out there, buddy. And then other times he's yelling way too loud to be in a small little room.
Well, it was like he was, when you tell somebody to yell and they kind of like fake it, they're not actually, like that, it's like you're reserving yourself, and the whole time I'm like, just act it, man.
Just act it out, man. Like,
yeah.
I can do a better yell than what you're doing now. Because, like, his battle cry is super lame.
It's super lame. But I do like, and I wish they would have actually touched on it a little bit more and maybe shown some of the tragedy behind it of why he has kind of this war, at least initially, wants to have war with the land people. Of, like, he's polluting my oceans and they're killing people.
Yeah.
Like, they show, like, little kind of holograms of whales dying and stuff. and as kind of weird as it says, I would have liked to kind of see that more.
Yeah.
Because you want more garbage and death?
But no, like it gives more motivation for him. Like, it allows you to kind of be like, okay, I can kind of see, like, he's doing it wrong, but I can kind of see where he's coming from.
His motivation was, not there.
It's not there.
It's not developed enough.
I do think we should close it out, though, if we are done with opinions about where this ranks for us in the DC
Interesting,
movies.
yeah. The last thing I pulled here before we do that is someone... also pulling from the Kevin Smith podcast with Mark Bernard, and he wrote it well. He saw Aquaman, then Spiderverse, and he said one was big, bombastic, and ultimately hollow, which he was talking about Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then something was like heartwarming, charming, and fun and stuff.
Yeah.
That's Spiderverse. And like, yes, this movie is huge. I think it's bombastic because there's a lot of explosions and lots of big fighting. But I can see the ultimately hollow part of it too, where it's just like, at the end of the day, like, this does not change anything for superhero movies. This is actually pretty by-the-number superhero movies with lots of money thrown at it.
Yeah, and I think the cheesiness took away from, like, the heart of the film, because ultimately, like, it was a really beautiful story about him wanting to reunite with his mother, who he thought was dead, and, like, there's a lot going on. Like, him taking his rightful place as the king and everything. Like, there could have been a lot of heart to it, and the cheesiness took that away.
Yeah, like I think the one cheesiness that I was trying to root for was the whole like reunited words fail me. Aquaman. Okay, so but with Nicole Kidman's character, the lighthouse keeper, I was really like, okay, I hope this works out and that cheesy moment lands, and it sort of did, I guess.
Yeah.
But
like that none of them died. That was cool.
But the whole like moments like Mira is like, you are king now. And she starts kissing him for like a whole 2-camera sweep around. I was like, this is a little too much.
Somebody said it too. They feel more like brother and sister than
they don't seem like love interests in this movie. No. But they definitely have moments in this movie where it's just like,
like,
I'm the princess.
They were supposed to be, I feel like, but they didn't play it that way.
Yeah, no.
Let's see. Navala, Just in My Mind is still blown. I think she's talking about the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
And Black Manta is definitely a disjointed character in storyline. Yes.
Yes.
He is.
Absolutely.
He is. And the post-credit scene where they're like, all right, watch out, more Black Manta. I'm like, great. Like, the one...
They gotta recast him or something. Like, honestly,
or
write better for that character.
He's not good.
No.
Yeah, like, I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's the writing.
Yeah, but his delivery was really bad.
It was so, like, I think the best thing they could have done for that character was kill his father.
Yeah.
Their dynamic was awful.
Yeah, it's just,
That is rough.
Here's my knife. My good old rusty knife.
We're off to do so much shit, but first, a knife.
Nicole Kidman. She looks great.
Looks great.
Total
Always.
babe.
Looks great. How old is she? Not that...
She looks about 26.
She looks like she's 20 in this movie.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Some people stay good looking forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate those people.
Not me. All right, let's rank these DC movies, I guess. This is the 6th one. Let's see. I think it's, for me, Wonder Woman top?
I would say Wonder Woman top.
Agree.
For sure.
For me, Man of Steel is number 2. I think Man of Steel, while it's very kind of jarring, it's an enjoyable movie. I think it's a good entry.
I don't know. It's either that or this, I think.
I'm putting this after Wonder Woman only because of how visually appealing this movie is.
It's true. It is eye candy.
100%.
Yeah, you know what? I would put this movie over Man of Steel. Man of Steel is really interesting. Like, the first half of Man of Steel is so good. And then for some reason, it just like...
It does change a little bit. But for me, this is just ever so slightly behind Man of Steel, but not like they're both, you could equally put them.
All right, so 2 and 3, and then we'll have just utter garbage after that. Justice League probably.
I don't know. I'd probably go
Batman v. Shut up.
I don't know.
Shut up. No way.
I don't know.
Shannon?
I'm Justice League.
There's no way Batman vs Superman is better than Justice League. Justice League is not a great movie, but it's way better than Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Or red capes are coming. What is that?
That's a good point. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right, I forgot about it. Yeah,
this is Grandma's Pee or whatever.
I forgot about Grandma's Pee.
It's not that. I forget.
HT.
Whatever it is. Mother's Tears or whatever it is. Martha. And then Suicide Squad is rock bottom.
Yeah. It's got to be rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, because it's a nothing movie.
I have to rewatch it, or do I? I don't even know.
No, you don't. Definitely. I did recently. You shouldn't.
You should. I should.
Yeah, don't do it. That's
bad.
2 hours of your life you can never have back.
We'll see where they go from here. I mean, who knows?
I'd like to see a sequel. I would like to see a sequel
too.
I think so too. I think if they can write a better movie, like I think had this been really well written, it could have been better than Wonder Woman for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I want to use Jason Momoa as a pillow, like.
But it's a story that we've seen many times before, you know? Like, it's just like, his abs. And his pecs. It'd be a hard pillow.
And his butt.
But yeah, the story is just like, you are king. I see you worthy to be king. I'm not king. I'll never be king. I guess I'm king now.
King. Fine. I'll be king.
Okay.
Begrudging. That's what you want, a begrudging king.
That's right. All right. So that is Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Okay, let's get Shannon. Stick around for this final bit here.
Where's Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Lin.
Oh, it's too bad he went back to the 30s.
Jack Leary.
I need you to light this lantern. No.
I hear footsteps. She'll come.
She'll
come. Open the door. We'll call her again. We'll call her again.
Getting the peacoat.
Why are you guys yelling?
Hey, come in. You missed Jack.
Yeah.
You missed Jack. Come in.
It's really hot in here.
It is hot in here. Sorry about that.
Turn off the lights.
Laura Gordon here. No, turn the lights back on.
Right, cool it down a little bit.
No, actually, turn it off. It should have been off the entire time.
That looks good.
That looks good. Wow, you're a director.
What a
Okay, guys. Things coming out in January. This is how we end the show here. Anything that you have New Year's resolutions coming up or anything like that?
I want to see more movies.
More movies.
And I want to start meditating.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think
There's an app for that.
Yeah, there is an app for that.
Or
yeah.
you don't need it.
My parents are obsessed with meditation.
I was thinking about this earlier today. I was like, I think I want to try that. So
I think you should do it.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Shannon?
I just want to read more. I have a ton of books I don't make time to read, so that's the plan.
I want to read less.
Laura?
I'm
not just saying this, there's an app for that too. Do you use Goodreads?
No.
It's the best.
So
it helps
good.
me
Just
read.
books.
Oh, Goodreads is good.
You can set a goal, and then it tells you how much you've read at the end. And if you get your goal, there's an exploit.
But page numbers exist. They tell me how much I read.
Goodreads. We want to be a sponsor. You can
sponsor us, please.
Sponsor us.
I'm not desperate. Laura, what do you have?
Same as both of them. I want to read more. I want to read 52 books next year.
Jesus.
And I also want to try and go to yoga once a week.
Yoga once a week?
It's a little bit like meditating.
Yeah.
At least for the 10 minutes at the end where you get to nap a bit. What's in my face? And in January we're going to see Come From Away.
Oh shit! Did I book that off? Whatever. That's a different.
Who knows?
Stay tuned. I guess Laura got me boxing gloves ever since we saw Creed for Christmas.
Right on.
So I guess I'm gonna pretend to box. I guess punch
you
a bag.
You can return them if you want.
No, I'll punch a bag. I'm not gonna punch anyone else.
Punch a bag.
Far too. I don't get punched.
No. Hashtag punch a bag. Definitely.
Hashtag punch a bag, not a face. And any movies, TV shows, video games in 2019 that you guys, or January specifically, that you're looking out for? I wrote here that How to Train Your Dragon, the third one is coming out, Hidden World. Those movies are so good.
They're so good. Consistently great.
I'm very excited for that.
I'm oddly interested in Glass.
Yeah.
Didn't anticipate that at all. But,
I think it might be good.
It could actually be good.
James McAvoy. McAvoy?
McAvoy.
Oh, is that the one that I thought was X-Men?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just doing a bunch of different characters and stuff like that. It's like, that guy can act his dick off. He's really good.
Get your dick back on, James McAvoy.
McAvoy? McAvoy. I wrote here, A Dog's Way Home.
No.
God damn it.
We already saw it twice.
I know. And someone did a perfect tweet online, but basically it was like, here's a non-Spiderverse question. Did anyone else see that dog trailer that just ruined the entire plot of the movie, including the ending? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know. If you're interested in that movie, it's Homeward Bound, and the entire movie is in trailer form. See it online.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Towards the end where it's just like, I can't believe you came home. It's like, what?
Oh,
that's the movie.
Play the credits now.
And let's see. We should do a Game of Thrones binge. That's what I wrote.
We can't do it together. We won't have time.
we must. That's the New Year's resolution.
That's the next marathon.
That's the next marathon. Watch out. And Kingdom Hearts 3, that's what I'm very excited for. 12 years in the making, folks. 12 years for one video game. It is a long time. Will probably disappoint.
Be mediocre.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play more video games because I just got a Switch, like I said earlier.
Video games are fun, folks. Anything else, folks, that you guys want to plug? Justin, Shannon, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Plugs at all? You guys got plugs?
We have one you can pull. I hate myself. I hate myself so much.
Yeah.
We are 2 of 3 hosts of a podcast called Pull the Plug. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher and Anchor and basically wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
We talk about music and pop culture, make fun of each other, and talk about dicks. That's really what we do.
We play video games too.
We play video games. And we're hoping to do a bunch of stuff in 2019. So you can stay up to date. Just go to the website.
ptppodcast.com.
Wow, what timing. And the website, www.podcavern.com. Well, yes, of course, we'll have some exciting shows in 2019. Of course, ranked top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter. The Improv Punch-Ups, Season 2 now. We just finished our first year of that. More Talk and Tongue. I'm hoping one day we can make this into a more regular show than just monthly. Justin and I are working on a new show. I'm not sure if it's ready to announce yet, but it is happening. So watch out. It's going to be really great. And that's it. That's the show.
I have a plug.
Laura has a plug. Butts.
Listen, I'd like to become an unboxer. So if anybody who's listening right now has any boxes that you'd like to have open, send them over. I'll take care of them for you. I'll tag you on Instagram if you want. We can help each other's follower counts. I have 400 and decreasing. I posted a good video today. Come at me on Instagram.
Love it.
Say Laura Gordon 88.
That's right. Well, thanks again, folks, for joining us on another episode of Talking Tongue. Thanks. Have a great new year. Be safe. And catch you later.
# punch a bag, not a face.
You can't hear the music, but I sure can. Laura, dance. Okay, it's good. It's over. Bye, folks. All right.
Oh, I can hear the music.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the Bye.